Hello and welcome to another video game story time with me, Sky Fellowship. Today's episode, you'll have already noticed, is called Happy Birthday Zelda. I can't really think of any other way to title it because, yeah, Happy Birthday Zelda. Today is literally the 40th anniversary. I woke up and I weirdly was in a Zelda mode. Like, there's going to be some videos going up that I've already recorded. One of which is Link's Awakening on the Air Switch. And I see in that video, for some reason, I could never get around to finishing the Switch version despite playing the Game Boy version for so many times. And I was hoping by doing that video, I'd finally, rolled credits last night on it, and what a remake. I would love more games to be remade in that style, to be honest, out of these Zelda games. But I woke up and I had a weird feeling, and I'm like, why the hell am I feeling all of this Zelda stuff at this moment in time? Like, what the fuck? And then I decided to Google, when is the actual Zelda anniversary? I can't believe I walked past the chest. When is the actual Zelda anniversary? Today. Today. So yeah, that suddenly makes a lot of sense, because I am that weird vibe witchy bitch. And some days I just know things without knowing them, and yeah, it was just like, I didn't know it was February 21st, so I didn't realise that it was a case of, oh, February 21st is the Zelda anniversary, and February 21st is the day. I didn't know any of that. I was just like, oh yeah, I know what's coming up, I know that disappointingly haven't really done anything for it so far, and I understand it's a 40, it's not a 50, but still, it's like, this is a big deal, and you're actually doing something for fucking Mario, so, you know, maybe you should do something for Zelda, but I'm not here to bitch and moan about the state of Zelda or anything. I'm going to try my best to avoid any negativity, because today's episode is essentially, as I say, it's called Happy Birthday Zelda, and I've already done a bunch of Zelda videos. You haven't seen most of them yet. Hell, you mightn't have seen any of them. Hell, absolutely no one might ever be watching this. I genuinely don't know. So there's going to be a Link's Awakening one go up, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, I've recorded a Hyrule Warriors one currently, Echoes of Wisdom, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've done. I realised that I hadn't actually done this masterpiece, Link to the Past, so I thought, as it's the 40th, this is what I'm going to do, because this is my first Zelda. This is where the obsession started, and I'm going to very quickly take 2 meds because I have ADHD and an alarm just went off, and I'm actually happy with how the start of this video went, and I don't want to have to break and do anything. There we go. So this is the beginning for me for Zelda. I genuinely don't even know how old I was when this came out. I want to see a 5. I'd have to do some math to actually confirm that. Maybe I was just 5 when I played it, but I was about 5 years old, and the Super Nintendo was basically just introduced into our house, and one of the games was Zelda, and I didn't play many games. Like, I didn't get a lot of time to play games back then. I was usually playing with toys and things. I'd enjoyed my time with gaming that I'd actually done. I'm doing this too early, aren't I? Yeah, this is the thing. I haven't played this in so long. I really need to shake off some rust. So I'd liked gaming. I've always liked gaming, but I hadn't really found anything that hooked me. Like, really hooked me. A lot of the stuff I had played was smaller experiences on the Amiga. I knew I liked fighting games. I knew I liked platformers, puzzlers, things like that. But I'd never played anything at all, even remotely close to a Zelda title. And obviously there isn't really anything remotely close to Zelda. Like, that so many have tried and so many have failed. And even a bunch of the modern indies, I think Tunic is like the only one I can think of that really gave me that feeling of, yeah, this is pretty close to Zelda, but it still isn't Zelda. So I finally got around to looking into the game, and that really was a case of looking into it. My brother was playing it. He was on the, I'm going to mess up how you pronounce this, because this is one of those names I've read, I've never actually said out loud until I started doing videos, and I know I mentioned this in at least one of the other Zelda videos. Agahim, I want to say, or is it Aganim? It's one of those, the wizard to end Act 1, Part 1 of A Link to the Past, essentially. Where you do the whole transition to Dark World. I was watching him do that fight, and he couldn't actually figure out where to go. And I'd been observing, and I'd never played the game, and I just went, I know this is going to sound weird, and he was pissy about it and kind of refused to do it at first, and then when it turned out I was right, it really upset him. I'm like, go at the curtains and cut the curtains. Because he literally, like, you see him fears through the curtains. So that was so obvious to me, it was unbelievable. It's like Zelda is one of those franchises that a lot of people have said for a long time is so autism coded, it's unbelievable. Our kind see these things, we just do. And I was like, yeah, it's clearly that. So he went up, cut the curtains, and bam, it was correct. And it's like, you know what? I should probably start playing this game. Because this looks really fucking good. The gameplay looks good, the graphics look good, the music is vibing with me, and yeah, this might be something that I might actually really enjoy. So I obviously had to wait until he'd finished playing the game. But then I picked up the controller and started my own file. Obsessed from minute one. Just no ifs, ands, or buts. Obsessed from minute one. I must have beat this game so many times as a child. This is where I first started to learn how to speedrun games. And I don't mean speedrun using all the glitches and that. Like, a lot of these techniques weren't known. A lot of things weren't known. This was the fucking 90s. It was before a lot of easy access to guides and internet and anything like that that could help you beat the game faster or learn things. I had to learn all of this myself, and I got to the point where I would absolutely blitz the game and could speedrun it in no time at all. I just totally and utterly fell in love with Zelda from that moment on. I loved everything about Link. I loved everything about Zelda. I did actually know that Link was the main character. I can't remember why. Either we had a file on the cartridge that we bought that was called Link, and someone had already set that up or something, so I believe we got it second hand. I always knew that it was Link. I know there's the whole why can't Metroid crawl meme with Samus, because people think Metroid is the name of Samus, and I know people think that Link is actually Zelda in that, but I'd always known it was Link. And maybe, as I say, I got lucky with that, but yeah. Or maybe I just read the instruction manual, because honestly, so obsessed. Like, every waking moment obsessed until I beat it the first time. And it's why after I'd done probably my 50th clear, and no, that probably isn't a joke, that isn't hyperbole, after I'd done about my 50th clear, my brother actually lent the cartridge out to one of his friends, and he promised us we'd have it back in a week. It was like months and months, and I had to constantly ask, are we getting this back ever? I really want to play it. And it turns out the reason he'd been avoiding us is he also lent him a controller, and the dude had rage issues, and whilst playing Street Fighter 2, thankfully Zelda was unharmed. Like, this isn't that kind of story. Zelda was safe, we're okay. But the controller wasn't. Because while playing Street Fighter 2, we got so angry, he picked up a screwdriver and slammed it, like pierced it directly through the controller into the floor. And his mother was not very happy with him, to say the least. We were not very happy, and ever since that day on, I went from using an official Nintendo SNES controller to an unofficial one, because that was the replacement we were given. But we finally got Zelda back, and I played through it again and again and again, and yeah, everything about this game is just kind of perfect. There's a reason that this is considered one of, if not the greatest Zeldas of all time. Now, everyone has their different favourites, everyone has different reasons. I will credit Ocarina of Time to saving my life. I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are absolutely magnificent and the best games ever made in any franchise, let alone this franchise. This is definitely, I think, the best 2D one, but even then I played Link's Awakening so much as well. Like, this is one of those weird moments where the top 5, even being the 5th best game, so therefore the worst game of the top 5, you're still better than 99% of other games out there. That's a Link to the Past to me. It's magnificent. Everything about it from start to finish. The pacing, the dungeons, the gameplay, the unlocks, the things that you get, all of the exploration, the story, just everything. Absolutely fucking everything about this game is a masterpiece. And I am so eternally grateful that I managed to get into this franchise, because again, if I hadn't, Ocarina would not have been there to save me, because I wouldn't have cared about Ocarina. I freaked the ever-living crap out when I found out that there was a new Zelda and it looked nothing like this and nothing like the Game Boy one, and we were in the third dimension. I'm starting to worry about my D-pad on my Pro Controller, by the way, because I swear I'm hitting left to aim with us. So yeah, it's I love everything about The Legend of Zelda. To the point of, even though there are games that I dislike and don't play, I'm still glad they exist, because everyone's got a different favourite, as I say. And the ones that I'm not the biggest fan of, like the DS ones, and I still genuinely have never finished Minish Cap, and I don't know what it is about that game, because it doesn't seem like a bad Zelda to me. It doesn't seem like something I'm not going to enjoy. But the same thing happens every single time, and has done ever since Minish Cap came out. I play through, do the first dungeon, and then I just never pick the game up again. I've beat that first dungeon about 10 times. I just cannot, for any reason, figure out why I can't get into that game. So I've already said I was struggling to replay Link's Awakening because of how much I'd played it. Maybe this is my next goal. Maybe I really need to force myself to get past this weird block that I have, because Minish Cap looks really fucking good. And from what I've heard, it is genuinely really good. So yeah. This is definitely a weird video, and I knew there wasn't going to be much of a vein to any actual real direction here, because I knew all I wanted to do was essentially hyperfixate and go on and on about how much I fucking love this franchise, because yeah, I've just realised. Oh no, I'm doing something weird. I was saying the 40th anniversary, and then my weird brain was like, but wait a minute, you're not 40, so how can you... Yeah, 40th from the original, not from A Link to the Past. Just excuse the brain, it's one of those days. So, yeah, ever since I've had it, which, this is how I realised that, like, this is the sentence I interrupted myself on. I've been a fan of Zelda, therefore, for probably 33, 34 years. Because, again, I think I was 5. I think. So, I've been a fan of this franchise for 3 decades plus, is the easiest way to say it. And the fandom's still going strong. I do fear that we will eventually get a Zelda that I don't like again, because again, not everything is for everyone, not everything's made for me. I personally love the 2 latest ones, but I understand there's a lot of people who want the old ones back, and part of why I end off struggling to replay some of the old games is I've kind of hit the point of, as much as they're masterpieces and I love them, I do fall into the same rut and feeling a little sick of, oh yep, this is the bow dungeon, this is the hookshot dungeon, this is the fire rod dungeon, and knowing every puzzle, even if it's a new game, I know already what every puzzle's going to be. Like, when I first played Skyward Sword, I went into that first dungeon and I'm like, I know what item I'm getting, because I know how to solve this room even though I can't do it yet. I know how to solve this room even though I can't do it yet. And then when you finally get the item, instead of feeling joy, instead of me sitting there going, oh yeah, I'm really, really glad that I've got this now, I was like, yep, now time to go to all the areas that I couldn't fully access, because now I can. It's something that definitely happens in Metroidvanias as well, but Metroidvanias do it in such a ubiquitous way, I think I'm trying to say, that it doesn't really bother me as much, whereas with Zelda, maybe my standards are just too high, but I get to the point where I really get sick of knowing every solution in a brand new game, even before I've played it. Oh, this is a brain moment now. So I usually do actually pull the one to get the snakes, because I farm for rupees, but is the snakes the one on the right? No, the snakes is the one on the left. Yeah. So I usually do this anyway to actually try to farm rupees, although watch this now be the reason that I actually finally get killed. I've been flirting with death a hell of a lot at the start of this. Again, I'm really worried about my D-pad. Like, this controller's not even a year old. What the fuck? And I don't even use the D-pad that much on it, thinking about it. I usually use the analog, but anyway. I think I'm at the point now where I don't know what Zelda's future is going to be, but I went through an era where, because my standards were so high, I really wanted to change. I was really desperate for anything else. I didn't enjoy any mainline ones, like really enjoy them for quite a while. I'm not going to be greedy. I know fine well it's like other people are having the exact experience I am right now with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I know for 10 years plus at this moment in time, is it? Is it close to 10 years since Breath of the Wild officially came out? It was 2017. Yeah, it's close to 10 years. We're about a year away from that, so for the last 9 years, I fully understand Zelda has been as perfect as I can want it, but not as perfect as other people want it. And if we go back to that form of Zelda, and it turns out I'm not going to vibe with it that much, I like maybe beat it once, find it enjoyable enough, then I'm fine with that. I am, because other people deserve the Zelda of their dreams as well. But ideally, if we don't get a third vein, like a third game in the same vein as Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I would absolutely love nothing more than for all of us to actually turn out to be happy. That there's so much that they could do building a traditional Zelda on that engine, to be honest. As much as I love the open world, the freedom, and all of the huge spaces and that, you could actually build a much more compact, refined experience where the dungeons, there's like more of them, and they have like a load of the puzzles that would be enshrined. Instead, that you could condense all of that greatness down into that engine still and make something that kind of is a best of both worlds. And maybe that, I kind of have to say it now. Maybe that's the link between the two games, a link between worlds. You know, I wasn't trying to set up that pun, but as soon as I said it, it's like I realised what I was inadvertently doing. Oh my god, the Lost Woods music in this game is so fucking good. Saria's song's still better. I will never ever apologise for that. Saria's song from the Lost Woods Ocarina of Time, still the best Lost Woods ever, but this is a close second. I used to sit here all the time as a kid. This was my favourite area of the entire fucking game, and I'd just sit in a corner and just watch the mist go by. I was essentially doing those like lo-fi videos long before anyone else. I just left this on and just like that. I'm glad screen burn wasn't a thing on the CRTs back in the day, because yeah, I would abuse the crap out of my TV doing that. I mean, I say my TV, I was a child, it wasn't my TV. It was, I guess, the house's TV. So yeah, it's Zelda is so special to me, and I know it's so special to a lot of people, and I would like to know what your first Zelda was. I, again, never say this for actual engagement, because that's not what this channel is. It's a hobby, and I make things to be creative because I need this creative outlet. So I always say, if my videos only ever help one person, I'm happy. I can be the one person in that. That really is the way it is. Like, I would talk into the void. I really would. I don't care. Ideally, other people watch this and like this and want to actually contribute and stuff like that. And ideally, I build a community of like-minded people and where people can like actually hang. But if not, if I'm the only one person these videos ever help, then that's still worth me doing them, isn't it? Like, if I deem this worth my time on this planet, then I'm still doing something great, you know? So yeah, I don't see it to boost engagement or views or anything, but I am genuinely interested because this franchise means so fucking much to me, and maybe your favourite is one that I absolutely despise, and I'm not gonna crap on it or anything like that. That's not the way I do things here. I am not gonna sit here and shit on the ones that I dislike. I genuinely want to know what you love about that game. And I want to read it, and I want to actually try to engage. I'm currently dealing with some social anxiety issues at the moment, and I'm really struggling to get back to comments, so maybe Zelda will give me, you know, the courage, the whole Triforce of Courage thing, to finally fucking do this, and to actually interact with people again. Because, yeah, Zelda's just Zelda. And Zelda is life. And I thank everything about Shigeru Miyamoto, and I've probably just butchered the guy's name, but I thank everything about him for creating this franchise. I thank everything about Eiji Aonuma, and everything that he did from Ocarina going forward. I am so eternally grateful for Nintendo creating Zelda, and yeah, tell me about your favourite Zelda, tell me about your favourite moments, tell me about what it means to you. I want to know, I want you to hyperfixate on this. I know I'm struggling to respond to comments at the moment, but I don't care if it's 4 pages long. If you want to unburden every little thing that you want to say about this, and obviously eventually there's going to be a time limit on this. I have videos that I recently found out have almost hit 1,000 comments while I've been inactive. I'm never clicking on those. I'm just not. I can't go back to those videos. I can't even remember most of what I did 17 years ago. Who the fuck can? Let alone try to actually post about comments. Those comments could be a cesspool, or there could be 790 people saying I did a brilliant video. I will never know. I will never know. It's Schrodinger's comments. So eventually there's going to be a time limit. You might be watching this 5 years from when it was actually made, and maybe I won't get the chance to do it. But still post it, because maybe someone else will. And yeah, let us all hyperfixate on just exactly what it is about Zelda that makes it one of the greatest gaming franchises of all fucking time. Hello, you're going to run away from me, aren't you? Yeah. It's always the same. Every time you try to befriend him, just runs away. I mean, I want to say hi, I want to say how you doing, but I get it. Social anxiety, I've literally just brought it up, my dude, okay? So it's fine, it's fine. There you go. Right. And with that, you know what? I'm going to go stand over here. And with that, I'm going to say this has been Sky Fellowship. I truly do hope you have a great rest of your day. If you haven't yet done so, play a Zelda. Start a new one. Start a one you've played 100 times before. It's its birthday, so celebrate. Be joyous, be merry, and say happy birthday Zelda, happy birthday Link, happy birthday Ganondorf, because yes, even you Ganondorf deserve a happy birthday on your 40th. Until the next time, I truly do hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!